I wonder how many times today Diddy has did that throughout the whole entire court proceedings, and he'll wait to see if he's going to get bailed and whatnot. Now, here's my question for you: how much time do you think Diddy should get? Me personally, I hate to say it this way, but I think he kind of did enough time. And here's the reason why: it wasn't a case against him and Cassie. They had other charges in there, and the ones that were Cassie related, he was found not guilty of. Cassie and Jane Doe. And Cassie got her reward. She got her $20 million plus an extra $10 million from the hotel. Now, if Cassie would have filed these things maybe 2 years earlier or back in 2022 before the statute of limitations ran out, Diddy could be facing some jail time and, all the justice in the world would have been served. But in this particular case, she waited and chose to get a payout. And the thing I don't understand about this whole entire situation, people have gave Cassie a lot of leeway. And what I mean by that is, when you listen to the audio, which I do have in here that I will play a little later, when you listen to the audio and you hear how vicious Cassie is, she does benefit from pretty privilege. Now, did she deserve that beating down the hallway? No. Did she um, deserve to be taken advantage like they quote unquote said? No. But Diddy's defense has made a strong case to show Cassie is not the victim that we all believe she was originally. Before all this came out, we all thought Cassie was a pretty sweet singer who fell for an older man that manipulated her and just took her down the wrong path and ruined her for the most part. That's how a lot of people seen it. They saw her as the pretty starlet that just fell for the wrong man and just had her life all torn apart. However, as the trial went on, and as you heard her talk and you heard testimony, and when she got on stand herself, she did more harm in that perceived image that she had. So much so now that now she's trying to stay in the way of Diddy even possibly getting out. Now, do I think he should be? Do I think he deserves to be out right now? I don't see why not. Again, Cassie has enough money to move to wherever she wants to in the world, so Diddy will not be a direct threat to her. And let's say if she is still worried about that, um, the feds are going to be looking at Diddy very closely to where, for the next the hearing for his sentencing is in October. Uh, it should be fine. He's not going to step out of line for the next 4 months, or yeah, about for the next 4 months. Now, with that being said, though, people are saying the possibility of Donald Trump getting ready to pardon him, which is a very strong possibility because we know Trump was seen in plenty of photos of Diddy. So I can see that coming out in one of two ways. Diddy having a mysterious accident, kind of like Epstein, or Trump be like, you know what? We did have a good relationship at one point in time. You are being charged with a lot of things that I realistically should have been charged of allegedly. So let me just go ahead and let you go. Because your favorite rapper, movie star, etc., all have Diddy like allegations. And the one bad thing I guess you would say that came about this whole entire Diddy trial that people are not realizing right now is that a lot of Instagram models, a lot of OF models, a lot of those type people, they're going to have a severe cut in their income because now they can't be flown out because most rappers and movie stars are going to be too afraid to sit here and take that chance to get the feds involved in their lives. That's why so many people had silent Diddy supporters because people have paid for women to go X, Y, and Z most of the time. You could live in a border and your girlfriend lives in the next town in the next state and you pay for her gas money or a taxi ride or something along those lines to come to your house and y'all hook up. And then she breaks up, that could be trafficking, all this other kind of stuff. It's crazy that the door is a conversation, that this whole entire thing is open when it comes to Diddy. That's why so many people silently wanting him to get off of the charges that he had. Now, if it was strictly a case of Diddy versus Cassie and the harm that he caused her, there wouldn't be a question. Most people want to see him locked away for 7, 10, 20 years or whatever it may be. But since they had all these extra stuff in here and it applies to so many normal, everyday, average people, even politicians, it would set a precedent for so many people to be taken down. Now, I mentioned this whole entire Trump pardoning Diddy. Sorry. Let me go ahead and play that clip right quick. Maybe.
Back when you hosted The Apprentice, you mentioned once in 2012 that Diddy was a good friend of yours. Back then, he has since found himself in some very serious legal trouble.
Yeah, that's true.
Would you ever consider pardoning him?
Well, nobody's asked. You had to be the one to ask, Peter, but nobody's asked. But I know people are thinking about it. I know they're thinking about it. I think some people have been very close to asking. First of all, I'd look at what's happening, and I haven't been watching it too closely, although it's certainly getting a lot of coverage. I haven't seen him. I haven't spoken to him in years. He used to really like me a lot, but I think when I ran for politics, he sort of, that relationship busted up from what I read. I don't know, he didn't tell me that, but I'd read some little bit nasty statements in the paper all of a sudden. You know, it's different. You become a much different person when you run for politics and you do what's right. I could do other things, and I'm sure he'd like me, and I'm sure other people would like me, but it wouldn't be as good for our country. As we said, our country's doing really well because of what we're doing. So I can't, it's not a popularity contest. So, I don't know, I would certainly look at the facts. If I think somebody was mistreated, whether they like me or don't like me, it wouldn't have any impact on me.
And just to pull this up right quick, Donald Trump and Diddy has a very long history. Some of these pictures look like they were taken back in the early 90s, and some of these look as more recent in the 2000s, like he said before Trump decided to run for politics. So I'm pretty sure Trump has been to a Diddy party or two. I'm pretty sure Trump has enjoyed a lot of the fruits that Diddy had provided to people like his friends and close allies. I'm pretty sure Trump has, I won't say pretty sure on law, so let's say allegedly, I'm speculating that Trump is no better than Diddy. And it's not really a speculation. There are all kinds of clips of him saying, you know, he went behind doors in the beauty pageant and grabbed him in the, you know, things like that. So it's not surprising, and not to mention all the inappropriate comments. And yeah, it's just a lot. So Trump pardoning Diddy wouldn't surprise me at all. Let's just say that. But here's the thing, though. What I mean by Cassie is being seen as, not being seen as much as the innocent person that she was before. Let's go ahead and play this too.
Yeah, you don't have to see it, but it's my life and I'll kill you.
Yeah, but
No, I will kill you if you don't show me right now. I will kill you, and I will hide you, and I will cut you up and put you in the dirt right now. Pull it up. If you have it, pull that up. Because if not, I'm going to kill you, and then he's going to kill you again. So just do it. Pull that up right now. You got that pull that up. I'm going to kill you. You don't understand. I don't give a I've never killed anybody in my life, but I will kill you because you're with me. You're with me in my life right now. If I saw a video of you doing anything that you didn't want people to see, I would show you the video so you could tell me what the happened. You're playing games with me, telling me you saw some now you're saying you didn't see some you're with me. I'm going to you up. I don't think you understand. And it's not going to be my hands, and it's not going to be blood on my hands. Someone else is going to do it. So you have to tell me right now, and I'm recording this whole shit. FYI, tell me what the you're talking about. Because this is not cool. We're not playing. I'm not playing with you, Sujit. Like, you saw some yes, you're my brother. Be my brother and tell me what you saw.
And, you know, and here's the thing about that whole entire video clip or audio clip I just played. When people heard that, a lot of people's opinion on Cassie changed. It was no longer that she was just this innocent woman. It was more like, oh, okay, she was in on it. Because no matter what the evidence the prosecution put out there, the government did, it was nothing ever like this. You never heard Diddy make threats to people. They played a phone call of Diddy basically, you know, I'm not threatening you. I'm just on this grown man time with a Jane Doe, right? And again, it was just Diddy just being straightforward and talking honest. Cassie's being emotional and threatening to off somebody, but yet she still has a mountain of supporters. You don't know what she did in those 10 plus years she was with Diddy. And in the other video I made last month, no, in May, at the end of May, I pretty much predicted that a lot of the charges with Diddy wasn't going to stick, and I said the only ones that seemed like to me that would stick were the ones that were related to her, if possible. And that's when I found out that DV can be federal, and you can get up to a max of 7 years for that. However, though, with the things that are being alleged with Diddy right now, well, I want to say alleged things he's being charged with right now, do I think he's going to get the maximum of 10 years? No. I would say, if I'm being really honest with you, I think he will get time served plus a few more months. And I think that's the reason why they don't want to let him out. For one, it gives the feds and everybody else more time to try to research and find additional information on him. The other is, in case it does get to sentencing and he's been in jail for 6 months at that point, 8 months at that point, and then they give him a sentence for the lesser crimes, which is just trafficking related, quote unquote, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. It's nothing life threatening. It's not so criminal enterprise. It's not anything that really should be on a federal level. And in fact, the way this case should be more of an embarrassment for the FBI and the feds and the government in general, because they wasted so many resources on this. You got to think about it. It was house raids, wiretaps, and the gallery of evidence, appealing people, giving immunity. It was a lot of resources that were just wasted, and there was so much stuff out there on Diddy of the alleged stuff that has happened that they wasted time on this. And then so when you get into this case and how it does seem like a major waste of time, then it does make it really does seem like, well, was this really just a hit to prevent him from doing things that he wanted to do, like suing for his liquor, or him advocating for his own political party, things of that nature. It really makes you curious. Now, will I say that Diddy is a saint? No. The man has done a lot of evil things. However, though, playing devil's advocate, some of the most influential men that have progressed black men forward were devils. Let's think about that for a second. You're hard pressed to find a popularized political leader who did not have some darkness in the closet. It's just we live more in a modern time. Hell, even Dr. King, a lot of his alleged stuff has come out to the forefront over the years. Okay, I'm getting a little tired. I just wanted to say, I told y'all so. I knew Diddy was going to get convicted of all that stuff. And, when you have people like Tisa Tells, now I like Tisa Tells a lot, but she did kind of assess over this Diddy trial. She says so much over the Diddy thing. She made it seem like, so sure Diddy's going to be put away for life. And this wasn't the first time she was wrong about a legal situation when it comes to her. It's starting to get more to the point, whatever Tisa Tells feels about something, you should really go in the opposite direction because she's going to be wrong. No shade towards her, but she was too emotionally invested for Diddy's downfall to think logically about this. And I noticed that with a lot of women. The women thought more emotionally, the men thought more logically. Most men knew Diddy was going to get all those charges. Most men know he's not going to get 20 years. Like I said, I think he's going to get time served. Maybe it may be some probation after that. If they do make him do some more jail time, I'll be really surprised. But with his money and resources, and as far as I remember, as far as I know, he has no other priors, and it wouldn't make any sense to give him 10 years. Anyways, and also the other thing is, Cassie wrote out a letter to the judge asking him not to let Diddy out. That was a slime ball move. Cassie need to be more worried about her husband. And if I was Diddy, I would see there's a way to sue her to get some of my money back. Just for the fact that I paid her $20 million and she cooperated with the feds. I mean, if realistically speaking, if I pay you $20 million, that means I want you to go away. I never want to see or hear from you again. However, you're a star witness to this trial that the feds tried to put on, but your star wasn't enough to really shine light to me to get me arrested. I don't know. You know, she got harmed. She got her money. She should have just moved out the country and never came back, in my opinion. But now, she kind of is going to make it harder for other people who are crying that they've been harmed and manipulated and used and being taken seriously. I mean, let's be real here. She called and asked for free calls. She wanted the substances. She liked it. She even cheated on her husband multiple times with Diddy in the free calls. And you know, the only reason I think the husband is still with her, if he truly knew everything that she has done or been through, it was just for a money grab. It's just that simple. He was just a personal trainer. So he had no real invested reason to stay with a woman that's literally been ran through and has sores on her mouth, that had to get IVs, that has a lot of trauma like that. I think he saw Cassie as a way to get to rich. Anyways, you guys tell me what you think. I'm about to get out of here. I'm interested to see what's going to happen next. Like, comment, subscribe.